Welcome, everyone. Welcome, parents. It's always nice to see you and be able to work with you and letting you know a little bit about the services that we offer at the Counseling Center. So I am Karina Sudarsky-Glazer. I am the director of the Counseling Center. Have been at William & Mary for 24 years, but in this position about 3. And always love and feels an honor to work with your students. So thank you for being here and for listening to this presentation. I included here the number for the Counseling Center, obviously is 757-221-3620, and we are located in the McLeod-Tyler Integrative Wellness Center, which is a beautiful, beautiful building in the middle of the campus with very nice architectonic and light for our students, as you can see in this picture. So it is one of the buildings with a kind of newer designs, more modern designs, which distinguishes from the others, which indicates that William & Mary really wanted to put issues of wellness at the center of what we do. We have, as I said, beautiful spaces. There is a water fountain. Students love coming into the lobby and studying there because it's very relaxing and quiet. But obviously, we have a lot of services offered in this building, so it's not just pretty, but really wonderful services for your students. I wanted to show you some pictures of some of the offices. We try to make them very welcoming to our students, a lot of greenery. Again, it may sound at times a little superficial, but it's our way of helping students relax and feel that they can trust us and feel that they are in a nice environment. We provide services to all our students, but we are not a comprehensive mental health facility. What that means is that we do have a scope of service that I will talk a little bit more in detail later. But so some students need more specialized services, and for those students or students who need very frequent appointments or very specialized or longer-term services, we tend to refer out. Our scope of services is related to what we call shorter term, which means a semester worth of therapy and every other week. And the reason why we do this is to serve a large number of students, but if we were serving the ones that may need 2-3 years of services, then we would not be able to serve as many. So I hope you get the reason why we do that. Those students who are referred out to our community can meet with our mental health services coordinator. She looks at the insurance, she looks at the presenting issues, and has in her phone about 70 providers in the community that she can refer to based on the presenting concerns and areas that the student needs to work on. So we never leave them alone. We help them get in touch with those providers that will be able to help them. Also, it's important to know that students can talk with a mental health professional after hours and on weekends, just for urgent type of concerns, and all they need to do is call our regular number, and they will be in contact with one of the counselors on call. We are always also on call, the clinicians from the center, and if any of these counselors feel the need to consult with us, they will reach out to the actual clinicians from the counseling center who are on call. I wanted to share a little bit about the type of presenting concerns our students have and I want to address. Generally speaking, they are being impacted in their either social or academic functioning by some of these issues, and that's why they feel the need to seek support, and we are really glad that they do so. Anxiety is the #1 presenting concern, following by depression, interpersonal concerns, and family distress. Then after that follows academic distress, any type of concerns it could be just in one class or in several. Adjustment and transition issues, issues of past trauma or more recent trauma, self-esteem, self-confidence, and grief and loss concerns. Generally speaking, our students can initiate services to what we call a triage. A triage is about a 30-minute appointment where the student shares what their presenting concerns are, what they want to address, their symptomatology, issues like that. And once we get a real clear picture of what is going on for the student, we can refer to different services. And those could be individual therapy, group therapy. We have several groups for different type of issues. Psychiatric services for students who may need or are interested in exploring medication. Performance management concerns that could be test anxiety or stage fright, which I'm feeling a little bit here. Emergency and urgent appointments. For those, a student can actually just walk in or call and say, I have something urgent to discuss, and they can be seen that same day. Outreach and consultation, let me talk a little bit about those. Outreach is us going to the students when they are in our organization or in a group and they want us to present on any specific topic. They can fill out a form asking for outreach, and our outreach coordinator gets all those forms and distributes among us to see who will go and present to the organization. Consultation is when a student is concerned about someone else. So it could be their roommate, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, and they can come and talk about what is the best way to help my sister, to give an example, who is, I see her getting depressed, what would be the best way to talk to her? Or my roommate has not been to class for 3 days, I'm really concerned, what is the best way to intervene? And last, as I said, referrals. Students sometimes not only are referred out because they want, they are in need of longer-term services, but they feel for whatever reason that they have a special type of concern that they is less a general practitioner who would be able to work with them, and they just say, I want someone who specializes in eating disorders, to give an example. And so they can connect with the mental health services coordinator just by saying, I want to be referred to the community. Very important to know is issues of confidentiality. You as parents cannot call and say, I want to know if my student had seen you. The same is for a professor, for a dean. If someone were to say, I want to know if they have been there, I would need to say, I cannot confirm or deny that I know your student, unless first they had signed a release of information that allows me to talk to whoever they want me to talk to. Other exceptions are cases in which there is high likelihood that they would harm themselves or others. So we are, by law, required to obviously protect the life, and we would do what it entails. In those cases, the dean of we communicate with the dean of students, and the dean of students will communicate with parents. In addition, are cases where someone who is a minor, a person with significant disabilities, or an elderly person who cannot protect themselves, and a student were to indicate that this person is being either abused or neglected. So in those cases, we need to protect them. Last but not least, I didn't include here because it has not happened in my 24 years here at William & Mary, is if we were to be subpoenaed by a judge. Even in those situations, we will try our best to keep the information confidential and squash that subpoena, but if we are required, we would need to do that. The staff at the Counseling Center is composed by full and part-time, basically psychologists and clinicians from different disciplines. The mental health services coordinator, who is a licensed professional counselor. We have doctoral interns and advanced doctoral students who are with us after a very significant interview process and a lot of training that they have had during the years in their doctoral programs. We do have a psychiatrist, as I mentioned before, about for students who may need medication or are on medications. And the psychiatrist is for more of situations where the physicians at the health center are not as experienced with those type of concerns. And we certainly have support staff that are wonderful and welcoming to the students who come to us. This is a list of resources that many parents find helpful to have. I recommend that you can take a picture of this slide because some of these numbers may be useful during your students' time at William & Mary. But we collaborate with all of these agencies on a daily or weekly basis. So you may be interested in copying that. And I just want to say congratulations, and if you have any questions, you can certainly connect with me, 221-3620. I'm the only Karina there, and feel free to contact me. Thank you.